Hi, I'm going to make a little drawing. I'm going to use this 5.6 millimeter pencil, which I can fill with these artist leads, and there are different colors. So I have these brown colors and white, and that's why I choose a painting by Rembrandt to copy. This is a portrait of Rembrandt's son, Titus, as a monk. And very beautiful painting. And I think I will start with this dark brown, and then I can use black or gray to make dark accentuations, and I can use this white to heighten it. So that's my method that I'm going to use in this drawing. So I'm going to add this, enter this here, and I am using this sketch block with toned paper. I will add a link to something similar on Amazon. I don't think they have the exact brand like this, and I'm just going to make this little drawing loosely. Shall I make it this way or this way? This is nice also. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this. And let's just draw Titus, the son of Rembrandt. I usually start with an eye, and there's the other eye, and let's hope they have the right position. I look at this angle to draw the nose, the shadow of the nose. And this cap, or how do you call it? Oops. Oh, I went too far there. That was quite a big mistake. I was a bit too enthusiastic, I think. Anyway. Here is this shadow, and on tinted paper I want the paper to do the work to a great extent, so the paper is a mid-tone. And I think his face is coming along nicely. Adding shadows. This is a large dark area. Let's just draw this. And here is the other side of his cap. Really nice form is this. Such clothing can be used quite impressively with those folds and so on. And with this type of pencil or lead, you can draw large areas quite quickly, I must say. With some nice effects. And Rembrandt is of course the master of clair-obscur, light and dark, so it's nice to have that in this drawing as well, but I have to make it all very dark around his face. So it takes a few goes until it's quite dark, but it will do. And now I want to add a dark background as well. And this can be darker too, so to a certain extent I'm just filling up the paper to get this lighter than the rest of the paper actually. I want the face of Titus to be lighter, and of course I'm going to use lighter leads in this drawing, but I want this in this, you know, in this basic drawing, underdrawing or whatever you call it, this first draft. I want also to have that clair-obscur effect present. I needed to blow up the extra dust of this lead. I don't know if I can call this graphite actually. As you can see, when I blow, quite a lot comes off of it, and not sure if I should do that too much, because I'm having books here behind that I'm drawing, so if I do that too much I get all kinds of messy books with dust from this stuff. I wonder if I collect it, if I could paint with it or so. So now I'm darkening some areas. And his face comes out quite lightly white, quite prominent now. And now I want to work more on the shape of his face, because that needs some attention. I tried to clean it a bit without blowing away the dust from this brownish lead. So now I'm working on his face again. And now I'm wondering what the effect will be of the other colors. So I have white and reddish. I think I use reddish first and then white. So I'm going to change this. Put it nicely back in here. And now I'm going to put in this red lead. Make it a little more warmer. In the painting you can see all kinds of areas where it's a bit more reddish and warm. I made a little mistake here, going too fast. I was a bit clumsy there. And as I'm working with this, I noticed that I pick some of the leads, some of the graphite or whatever of the previous color up, and I spread it again with this, and so I have to be careful with that. And so I made this little mistake here. And it can be annoying, it can also be an enrichment, because it's part of this technique perhaps that happens. Sometimes those accidents can be quite nice, characteristic of a technique, but I have to find out now, still. But I think it's good to clean this a little bit every now and then. So I have this pure reddish color again, because it has become messy here and here and here, because I I was a bit careless about that. I'm experimenting myself a little bit with these techniques. So some of the things that you see me do, I do for the first time as well to figure out how this works. But I added some reddish colors, and overall I like the appearance of it. But now I want to add white color. I was actually waiting for that moment. And actually it's broken, but I can see that I can just, it doesn't have to be a long lead. I can just take a little piece of it, because these can break in the package even. And let's just add some heightenings. I don't have a point at this one, and it's also blue, so I'm going to see if I can clean it a little bit. Ah, well. I'm carefully now heightening areas which are clearly lighter. And it mixes also with the reddish lead or graphite, so one can use it as a sort of pink as well, but one has to watch out mixing it with the darker brown. As you can see here, it blends, and it's just the question, do you want that or not? So now I am heightening the face of Titus, and when I have applied this white, I want to try again adding some red over this and see how that goes. I'm wondering what kind of material this actually is. I have to look that up. Or not. It works. And now I have heightened Titus's face in the lighter areas, and now I want to try to use this. Sorry. Use this again. It's summer here, and later this week it will be 37 degrees, but apparently I'm having a cold now. So one can draw over this white quite nicely actually, and it blends a bit, so you can add some sort of pinkish color to your drawing this way. I'm doing all of it now. And I'm actually drawing over all of the white areas that I just applied. And now I'm going to add some white again. So I will add this again to this. See what it does. I try to create some heightenings, but that's difficult now. So it's difficult to draw whiter, lighter on top of this. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this dark brown again. I'm going to take this black or dark gray, whatever. Try this. See what the effect is. Ah, yeah. His eyes. And I think I only use this for the really dark parts. Let's say the space between his lips and his eyes. I did this, but I'm not sure about that. I'm going to take the dark brown again from this package. And continue with that. Wondering what the effect is if I add vertical hatchings in the background. Not sure if it's really better than it was, but one can always try. Going to try to add some darker shadows here. Oops. And I must say I'm reaching a point that I think, well, it's a nice drawing, a nice sketch, and what I add to this doesn't make it a better drawing anymore. I don't have that feeling now. So I see some things sometimes even still in his face or so, but actually I like it as it is now. I would love to add a highlight on his mouth, but that's very difficult. One should leave the paper untouched if you want to add whites, so to speak. So to add, let's say, white on top of this, that's very difficult because nothing. Yeah, oh, a little bit. it's but I try to, yeah, a little bit. I'm not sure. Well, I managed to add a little bit of heightening here. Oops. But I leave it, I think. Well, every time I say I leave it as it is now, I see something else. Anyway. I think it's a nice drawing. It was a little experiment with materials I hadn't used before. But yeah. Thank you for watching. And this is from the Rijksmuseum, this painting. You can download the image there or from the Patreon page. Thank you.